Hi. So that 2018 dinner with flatmates reminded me of two more incidents that I would like to share. The purpose, of course, is only to benefit someone who might benefit from it, and it is the narration as I was told and as I perceived. So that night, the South American working in roadworks asked me in a demanding tone, "Why do Muslim women put on so much makeup when they are supposed to be simple?" I smiled at her. I replied that they probably got influenced by white women and their range of cosmetics. And this reminded me, I remember that when I was in my first college in Australia, when I was new, one of my Caucasian mates told me that she is so white, and mind you, she had very attractive features, very sharp features, that she has to wear makeup to bring out her features, and that she also straightens her hair, otherwise she has very fuzzy hair. And yet another one told me that she is a brunette, but she colors her hair because the blondes are quite successful in Australia. So this is also another story. Anyways, I couldn't believe them, so I said straight to one mate, classmate, "You already have blue eyes, and blue eyes people usually have light color hair. It is natural." And guess what? She gave me a quirky laugh and she replied, "I use blue lenses." And all these people you see, blue eyes with pitch dark hair, black hair, that is because they have very light blonde hair and it doesn't look nice, so they bring out their features by coloring their hair black. And then another memory triggered as I remembered that one of my next door neighbors also said to me in 70s, he's in 70s, after a while when I took off my headscarf because I wasn't getting jobs, "Good that you took off your headscarf. Now color your hair blonde. Then you will get the job." And I was really surprised. But I told him flat that blonde looks good on fair skin, and blue eyes, and that I don't have them. So I'm good with what I have. I don't have any complexes, no. And he tried to put sense into me by saying, "You don't know these people. They discriminate. We have lived 40 years here and we know how accepting they are. And they are European, from an island in Mediterranean." Well, I respected the comment. I also received a comment, now I remember, from Justice of Peace, JP. And well, that's another story. But let's get back to the topic. So C looked at me straight and said, "Why don't you wear makeup then? You are here in an English country. Why are you not like them?" "I have no complexes," I replied, and added that I am also mature. In Islam, no one is accountable for another after puberty, I think. This is what I understand. And parents are most highly regarded for inculcating ethics, Islamic values, etiquettes, manners. The difference between right and wrong is of utmost importance. But it depends from individual to individual, family to family, due to social, political, and geographical background. The scholars and the teachings and teachers. Oh, teachers are respected next high, and it is not limited to a teacher is not limited to a formal or informal institution. Anyone who teaches a good life lesson to anyone falls in that category of teacher. Yes, every one of us can be a Spartan, a hero, a person who can make a difference, a good difference, a positive difference in the life of another. It's an individual's decision, however, whether to follow or to go astray. So women who are not happy with what they have follow the crowd. Perhaps they feel confident and good when they are likewise their peers. They feel sort of wholesome when they pretend to be like the rest, to be socially and economically accepted. Or perhaps this is why rich and famous also commit suicide, because having more is never enough, or because they are tired of their artificial life. Yeah, so I mean, lots of factors. Then she put another question to me, relevant to Islam, and I was happy that she was clearing her concepts by asking me question, because well, it's a comfort zone, because we were sharing an accommodation, we were flatmates. She could ask me informally, although she could have used internet, or she could have gone to a masjid and asked a scholar. So to start with, she was building up her base, and she said to me while I was eating my fish and chips with salad, Muslims are some Muslims are dirty. I couldn't help smiling. And I told her that Muslims usually pray 5 times in a day, for which they perform ablution, which is washing of face features and ears and hands up to elbows and feet up to ankles 5 times a day. So who do you think is cleaner? I asked her. She was embarrassed. Again, I would like to stress here that every culture, look, the Quran is one, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is one, but how countries interpret Quran is also has influence from their previous cultures as being converts. And this is why within Muslims you will find diversity. People from Saudi Arabia are really extremist, people from Pakistan are moderate like I am, and I can't say any about I can't comment about other countries, but each country will have their own factors of projecting Islam, manifesting Islam. Yeah, but prayers are same, Quran is same, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is same. So then she put me another question, and this time she was not so demanding. She asked me, why are men allowed to have 4 wives, but a woman is not? I couldn't help smiling again. So that the man knows that his wife is bearing his child alone, I replied. But they can do DNA test for that, she said in an all-knowing tone. Well, they didn't have DNA test before, when religious instructions were necessary to lead life in a pure and a faithful manner. "Do you follow any religion?" I asked. She took out her cross and praised some saint. I smiled. "So there are instructions by God to follow for a reason, isn't that so?" I said. "But you can do anything now, as everything is available to facilitate anything," she said. "So you think that people should live like animals? Have intercourse anywhere and with anyone without any marriage? Then what is the difference between a human and an animal? Because humans can follow instructions from the books of God that had been handed down, and I see them as superseding amendments, Islam being the last, to observe safe practices intelligently by understanding the sense behind them. Yeah? But animal only follows what the animal sees. Yeah?" She was baffled. Of course, it was always humans that God preferred to provide instructions, to send messengers and prophets with guidelines how to live life. And we all know the story, why it is done, because Satan is always determined to make humans inferior in front of God. I am asking, why do Muslim men have 4 wives? She changed her questioning tone to the one that was seeking knowledge, because I felt something was bothering her. And she was clarifying her concepts cautiously, step by step, one by one, in order to draw to a conclusion about whatever was bothering her. I thought that I did have a clue to the question she had asked, even though I'm not a man. But this issue had been raised some time back in my social circle, so a professional circle rather, sorry, so I knew a little bit about it. So I said to her, there are conditions to have more than one wife. So a Muslim man cannot just go and marry 4 wives. For example, 1, he must have a genuine need. For example, he's a widower or divorced or has no child, male child or no children. Number 2, he must seek consent of the first wife or wives if he has more than one, and they're alive, as divorce is not favored in Islam. Number 3, he must be able to provide the same comforts of home and life to the new wife that he has already provided to first wife or wives. And this is why in the rich oil Arab states, countries, you will find all wives wearing the same clothes, living in the same type of houses, accommodation, having the same comforts of life. Number 4, I continued, there may be social or political reasons, such as the number of women exceed men. And number 5, I said to her, genuinely, seriously, and sincerely, ask a scholar in masjid, as I have limited knowledge as per my lifestyle. You can also consult online Islamic resources and discuss with a scholar where unsure. And she agreed. Then she asked me, does she need to convert to Islam should she decide to marry a Muslim man? So that's where she was coming from. Again, I had forgotten that I had asked her previously, but I asked her if she followed any religion, because from her talk it seemed that she was just, fulfilling her responsibility by saying a prayer, looking at her church from the terrace. And she quickly showed me the cross from under the shirt, her neckline, and told me that every morning she looks at the church from the terrace and says a prayer. And she also went further to show the church to me over the weekend when she was home, not at work. So I smiled at her, and then I said that Islam permits a man to marry a woman from people of the book if they cannot find a Muslim woman. But otherwise, the woman needs to embrace Islam, understand it thoroughly, because she will be the mother of his children, and she will need to inculcate the Islamic values with her husband. Yeah, because in Islam, children inherit everything from father, generation after generation, be it property, be it culture, be it manners, be it principles, etc., etc. They do. So it's best to understand the Islamic values. Yeah, because you love the man, you want to live with the man, so get to know the man better.